Hi, I'm Erica from my phone and welcome to another video. Today is launch day for Ava Max's second studio album, Diamonds and Dancefloors. I am so excited to get into this album. It's been a minute. Yeah, I think I've only posted one Ava Max video and that was to her debut. I really enjoy her and I've talked about her when I was ranking concert experiences. I intended to see her 3 separate times. I have seen her one time in person and then one time virtually, and I had a good time with those, and I talked a little bit more about that in my concert experiences of last year. However, I am very excited to hear some new music from her. I am a big fan. Yeah, I always like her pop energy. I wonder why she's not considered a big pop mainstay. I don't really know, but I'm really excited to see if this album is here to help solidify that for her. I'm just excited to hear it, so anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is $1 Million Baby, a song I have heard briefly. I know it's also on Just Dance, and she's actually the coach for it, which I think is really cool. Ooh, I like how that fades in. Trying to find that silver lining. I do that every day. Praying that she breaks free. I kind of remember a little bit of the choreo from it. $1 Million Baby, shake down to drive you crazy. I think that's it. I think the song is about herself and like self-love, calling herself the $1 Million Baby. Oh, we pulled it back. Now, oh, we're having a vocal moment. So that was $1 Million Baby, a song we enjoy. Yeah, I didn't think I actually cared for it as in like, oh, it's a standout or anything before. But now I'm like, oh, it kind of goes off. It kind of gets me in the mood to just like listen to some more like fun pop music, which I think she's going to give it to us. Diamonds and Dancefloors. Oh, she does and for both of her album titles, Heaven and Hell. Is it going to be like half Diamonds, half Dancefloors? I see that there is a title track actually called Diamonds and Dancefloors, unlike Heaven and Hell, where there was the Heaven song and Take You to Hell, where there wasn't really a title track for that. So I do wonder if the album is split like that for this or if it's not. I think it might be better if it's not, because I feel like that was a little bit gimmicky and didn't really always make sense if you had the big singles at the end of the album. But I enjoyed it. I think the song is about self-love and telling herself she is the $1 Million Baby. She's turning her tears into diamonds. She will come out and she will party and nobody can explain it. She's a miracle. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a lot of good self-love, and I think it sets the tone of getting over heartbreak, letting us just vibe for the time. I don't know if that is what happens for the rest of these songs. Yeah, there's some tension in these songs, like Maybe You're the Problem. I already know that's going to be a song that is within a tumultuous relationship. So I do wonder why necessarily this is the first song on the album. I guess she's setting the tone for herself, but she might be going through some chaos on this record. Track number 2 is Sleepwalker. Ooh, that's a fun synth. I should warn you, once is never enough. You say you're falling in love, you might just get what you want. I'll turn you into a sleepwalker, okay. I'm an obsession, not just a game. Dream of me wherever you go. Murder, She Wrote, okay. Ooh, this is a fun little synth guitars, potentially solo. Ooh, I like how it escalated there. So that was Sleepwalker, and that was enjoyable. I feel like it was, I don't know, it felt pop, as in you get, you know, the verse, the chorus, and I think the chorus was very strong, but I felt like outside of it, I just wasn't like thinking. My brain already was like, okay, we're just gonna sleepwalk through this. This gives a little more sound of her first album, but I'm not mad at that. I did enjoy her first album. I feel like I still only listen to that song in singles and only when the mood strikes. I don't normally go out of my way generally to listen to a whole Ava Max album or a bunch of songs in succession. But when those moods hit, they hit, and then I listen to her then. I think Sleepwalker's nice. It's about, you know, her being someone you can't get off your mind, and that once you take her home, you're gonna be sleepwalking wherever you go. You're gonna be thinking about her when you're with anyone else or just by yourself. She's just gonna be following you. It's basically the same concept as Tattoo from her, and so I guess that makes sense why she might not have had it on the same project. This song is nice, but I don't know if it's really gonna stand out from the rest of her discography. Track 3 is Maybe You're the Problem, a song we've heard and a song we really love. This song is one I'm very surprised did not end up in my top 100 for Spotify Wrapped, because I felt like I played it a bunch. It probably was like 102. I don't know why I didn't get the chance to have it on there. I didn't have any Ava Max, and I was very surprised about it. So this time listening may reinstate my love for it, and maybe it'll end up on 2023 Wrapped. I love this intro for it. Especially when you've had a few. Oh yeah. My friends pretend that they were right, but with you, it's always my fault and your short fuse, just like a time bomb. You should take a little finger and just point it in the mirror, baby. Maybe you're the problem. You're right, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Worked on myself, open my eyes. This part is the weakest part of the song, but the song is so good. So that was Maybe You're the Problem. Maybe I am the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. My non-Swiftie friends are repeating that line from Anti-Hero to me all the time. I know the song well. Thank you. I really like this song. It's really fun. I got to hear it live, and this is the only song from Diamonds Dancefloors that was out when I saw her live. She didn't do a full length time. She and Charlie Puth split the time up pretty much between them. It was a radio station's birthday in Indianapolis. I don't know how they booked both Charlie Puth and Ava Max, but they did do that, and it was good. The tickets were also very inexpensive, which I appreciated. But Maybe You're the Problem is a fun song about stopping that gaslighting, making sure you're having healthy communication, realizing that maybe it's not always your fault in the situation, and trying to have that other person hold some accountability. I think I only liked it when I first heard it, and then it grew on me, especially when I heard it live, because it sounds like a rock song when that happens. Yeah, it was so good live. It's all right and actually really enjoyable still in studio, but I would love what I heard live that I really just registered with my ears to really be a recorded version of it, because I would really love it. It would feel like I'm jamming, rocking out. The concert venue I saw her at was very loud. We were very close, and everything just like reverberated, and so it was very loud. I know my friend that I brought with me had earplugs in and was still hearing the music just fine, but I really just wanted to be hit with all of it. But it was loud and it was really good, especially for this song. Track number 4 is Ghost. This sounds familiar. Oh, all right, dance bop. Caught up in my dreams, but I'm wide awake. Everywhere I go, I'm haunted by your ghost. This sounds like a real club track. The one I love and fear the most. Well, that would be perfect for a remix part. So that was Ghost, and no shade at all, but this song feels a little like if a straight white girl, which she is, was trying to make a song relatively reminiscent of Renaissance or some other club type album or club type song. It feels like it's intentionally manufactured to be that way, rather than it happening a little organically or happening from someone who really frequents the clubs. Not that I frequent the clubs by any means, but I don't know, something about this, it gave like vintagey, like this would work really well in a club, and I feel like some clubs would play this. I feel like the gay man clubs definitely would play this, but it's not gonna turn them up as much as a Beyonce Renaissance type song. I went to a gay bar that did Blow from Beyonce. That is what will turn them up. Yeah, that was so much fun. That was the first time I really recognized that song. I had heard the self-titled album before, but I don't know. I didn't really like register it, I guess. And I wasn't in line to really register that album at the time, so I need to really go back into that one. But this does sound like a 2000s little dance club track. No, it sounds a little like Blue Dabba Dee and not I'm Good. Baby Rexha and David Guetta. It's on site. It's on site. I know that song just blew up on TikTok. Like, you guys weren't releasing this as your new song that had been in the works for a while. However, I'm still annoyed about it, so I'm gonna still be on site with you. That's not really a threat, because do you think I can do anything? No. But if you do think so, good. But yeah, the song is fun. It's not really adding anything to my playlist that I don't already have to some degree of like a dance pop, but like, it's not a song I dislike by any means. Track number 5 is Hold Up, and then in parentheses, wait a minute. What is she singing in this muffling? Why are you acting extra nice? He loved me from 9 to 5. Oh, he's cheating. Who's that girl? Oh, she ate me. Oh, that vocal run is so gorgeous. Exes don't send those tags. Tell them. Oh, love it. It brings in my ears. So that was Hold Up, Wait a Minute. Huh. I'm sorry. I like the song sonically. It's fun, like in the Sonic's front. She has a beautiful voice, and I think that's one of her strongest qualities as an artist. I think her making songs that are catchy or innovative, either, is fine. Both together is incredible. But I think it is a strong suit, and I think it's important that when she's making music that we play to her strengths of her vocal ability. This song is about a man cheating on her. Okay, that was what honestly preoccupied me during the majority of this song. Why do all of these famous artists and famous female musicians have songs about people cheating on them? Because I assume that for the majority of artists today, a lot of them is based on their own life. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I assume Ava Max, I'm pretty sure, writes from her own experience. I know Beyonce generally does as well. I don't know with Renaissance, but I know with Lemonade in particular, I think that was a personal record. And then you have Miley Cyrus. You have so many artists that are so famous, and then they get cheated on. And unless your partner is also someone who's very famous, I don't understand why you would cheat on them. Like, you have locked down financial security. You have locked down someone who has resources of just being beautiful, because generally speaking, it's pretty much conventionally attractive people who do get the spotlight, people who are considered gorgeous by the majority of people. Yeah, you have someone who's physically attractive, that if you entered a relationship with them, I assume you found them attractive in that way, who has financial security. Maybe they're boring. I don't think they're boring, because they're performers. Like, these are pop musicians that are getting screwed over by who I don't know. Like, I just don't understand. If I was in that position where I would get to be in a relationship with someone of that status, like, I would politely break up with them if like things just weren't working out. But I don't understand why you expect to cheat on them, and then also that a song's not gonna get written about you for that. It's very ridiculous. I don't understand men in several ways, but in this particular instance, why they are not like, oh my gosh, like, this could be the love of my life. Why do you do this? Why do you give them material to work with? The song is good. I think I like it. I like her track 5 actually pretty strongly. I like OMG What's Happening. I know not everyone likes that song, but I do, and that's what matters. Track number 6 is Weapons. I know that the song was released, I think I heard it once. I think it's about like, let's not fight in a relationship or something like that, but I don't fully remember, so we will hear it again in the context of the album. Stop using your words as weapons. Okay. Nothing but stardust and molecules. The biggest hearts are the biggest targets. Well, they're never gonna shoot me down. So that was Weapons, and I enjoyed that song. I feel like I didn't comment much at all. I didn't have a lot to say, because it's a pretty self-explanatory song. It's stop using your words as weapons. I am full of love, and I can give you so much love if you actually don't be negative and be petty and be rude and attack. Like, don't do that. You can either fight or dance in the same night. You can't do both. And so if tonight's the only chance for you to do that, which one do you actually want to do? Life is short. Be positive. I like that. I generally vibe with that philosophy, unless like there's something very problematic going around. And lately I've been noticing when things are a little more irritating and focusing on those so that they stop happening, and being an activist about that and being advocate for myself. But I think in general about stupid things, I have no business. I have no cares. Like, I have no mental energy to deal with any of that. So yeah, if you're like, oh, I didn't like the type of cinnamon roll that you bought me or something like that. I just came with the most random thing that popped in my head. But I'll take that into consideration. Not gonna argue about it. It's not worth my time. This song just kind of passes over. It's a nice song. I like it. I like its message. I like its instrumentation. Nothing for me to shock myself with. Track number 7 is Diamonds and Dancefloors, the title track. Alone with me, myself, and I. Losing myself inside a lucid dream. Ooh, she does do that move of going quiet and then bring it to the forefront. Diamonds and Dancefloors, that's all I want. Drown me in glitter and gold. Oh, percussion came in. I miss the rhythm keeping me warm. I miss the music surrounding me. So that was Diamonds and Dancefloors, and that was a wonderful song. I like that one. It was like a nice little dance pop tune that I just fully enjoyed. I feel like this song was written during the pandemic because all I want is Diamonds and Dancefloors. What's stopping her from going out and going to the dance floor? Maybe something's stopping her monetarily speaking from Diamonds, but I think she can get into the clubs. I don't think she's gonna have financial problems with that. So I think it would be a safety issue. And so maybe it's like that she can't party because she's too famous, or she can't go out because of the pandemic. I feel like that's the main thing, because she's talking about missing how the music surrounds her and that she really wants it and she can't have it for some reason. So that's what I think she's mentioning that. Especially also she knew the Diamonds Dancefloors title sooner rather than later. And I know with Heaven and Hell, the name came from after writing Torn and releasing it. She was like, oh, I'm torn in between heaven and hell. That'd be a cool, interesting concept for an album. And then she made that album as her debut. So I feel like when she was writing, she's like, oh, Diamonds and Dancefloors. I feel like this is one of the first tracks she wrote or one of the last tracks she wrote. I don't know which one it is, but I'm curious to know if you know. Track number 8 is In the Dark. Why do you only love me in the dark? Ooh, we got into some of these type of beats. Whatever the same beats are for Beg For You from Charlie XCX. Every time I tell you to stay away, you keep coming back. You say that I'm your inspiration. Oh, I love that. Ooh, nice touch of having the music stop. Twilight exhilaration. The lights turn on when I wake up, you're gone. So that was In the Dark, and ooh, that's an interesting song. It's kind of gives me a call me when you're sober type moment. Like, oh, you only love me in the dark, like when no one knows and it's secret and it's quite literally nighttime. I want you all the time, but I don't know why you don't want to be here all the time. It's relatable. It's a good song. I like it. It does feel like some other songs I've definitely heard before, namely Beg For You I mentioned. The percussion of that, I think those are still considered break beats. I do like a good break beat, but I'm starting to realize that they're commonly used. I mean, Hold the Girl from Rina Sawayama had it in like 3 different songs, including the title track. I don't know why we continue using them. They're good, but they're starting, at least within the artists that I'm listening to, they're becoming a little overused. I would love it in one of my songs, but I don't think I need to keep hearing it from mainstream commercial releases. Speaking of my music, even though that's not necessarily the most relevant here, my friend texted that they like the song In the Dark and they also like the song Get Out of My Heart, which will come up later. And I thought he was quoting my song that I play at the end of most of my recent outro videos. It's my song called Out of the Dark, and it's Get Out of the Dark and Into My Heart. And I think its tone is similar. It's a very similar thing of like, I want to get to know you. Please get out of the dark, stop being shy about that stuff, and get into my heart, and we can start having conversations and get to know each other better. It's a great song. Check out all my music. Would love that. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm not saying that she copied the idea from my song. I'm just saying I will not mention that she could have if I get an opening spot on a tour, or if I get some free concert tickets, or meet her, or anything of that caliber. And that's not a threat, of course. I don't threaten people. But that's interesting to know that Out and In and Dark and Heart, those are not the most unique lyrics that I could have come up with, but they're also not the most unique ones that she could have come up with, especially if she had heard my song, which I doubt, but there could be a case for it. I will still listen to this one again, though. Track number 9 is Turn Off the Lights, which doesn't make sense if you just wanted them on because you wanted to love them outside of the dark. Are you concerned that they'll only love you in the dark, and so you want to turn off the lights so that the night comes for you? Ooh, the bass on this is already astounding. Mirage of Your Life. Ooh, good word choice. It could be yours right now. What could? Ooh, this post-chorus is catchy. This is giving me a little Don't Stop the Music vibes, and I'm here for it. Oh, this album's giving me a little Chromatica, I guess. And how dance pop and how cohesive it gets. Succinct. So let's turn off the lights, and I think she wants to get to that dark so that she can enjoy that with her lover, and she can change their life. They're gonna have some fun. It's giving club track vibes, both instrumentally and the lyrical message of it. Just like, oh, we can dance together and have a good time underneath the stars. Yeah, it'll change your life. Enjoy. I feel like I should be saying more for each of these songs, but I feel like sometimes you just listen to pop music, or really any genre. It doesn't have to be pop, but I feel like it happens more commonly for me in pop, where you listen to a song and you feel like you don't have to explain anything. It just was the song and you liked it, but you don't have a lot to share about it. And so that happened here. Track number 10 is One of Us. I believe I heard this song once, but I have no idea what it's about. I have no recollection of what it sounds like. So let's just hear it again. One of us would die for love and one of us would give it up. Ooh, that was a good switch. Wait, this sounds like Born to the Night. So she's describing how she would risk it all, she would do all the things, and the other one is not bothering. Maybe that's the last thing that I want to do. So wait, is she the one hurting him, or is he hurting himself? That's the only one I'm confused about, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is the one who doesn't care. So that was One of Us, and I thought to myself, I think the one of us is hurting you. Yeah, I think she is the one hurting, but she's not the one who doesn't care. She does want to make it work, but they're both hurting each other, I think, because you wouldn't necessarily, I guess, sing about hurting yourselves, I guess. You might, but I don't think she is talking about that here. The song is good. Yeah, I like the song, but I don't personally relate to it right now because there's no way I would die for in terms of love. And I think that is a harsh thing. I understand wanting to make a relationship work for sure. I do get that. I can totally understand that. I think I haven't been in a situation that I would deem as something where I would care so much that I want to make a situation work and the other person just doesn't care at all. Maybe in like, oh, I want to go on a date with them and then they're just really flaky or just seemingly don't care. Like that would be annoying. But I don't think there's anyone who I'm like, I'm going to risk it all for you. I'm not at that point in love with anyone. I don't think I've ever have been at that point in love with anyone. So I think that's not something I personally relate to. But if you do relate to it, first of all, dump them. I am that friend who, anytime someone says something bad about the person they're dating, I'm like, just dump them. Just dump them. So, is that something I apply to my own life? No, not really. I don't think I run away for commitment. Sorry, this is not supposed to be a therapy session. Anyway, back on track. The song is good. The messaging is interesting, and I like that it's a little different than just like, oh, I'm just gonna dance with my heart broke, or I'm just gonna, fall in love under the stars or something like that. It feels a little more original. Track number 11, Get Out of My Heart. Let's see if there's plagiarism. Ooh, I think we got the same bag for you beats. Ooh, the bass comes in. What you did last summer. I know what you did last summer. Ooh, it's a list of getting out. Pack up your bags, get out of my heart. So wait, has she been cheating on twice now? I like this post-chorus. It's really fun. I feel like I could really dance to this. So that was Get Out of My Heart. Straightforward. They messed up. They're leaving. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Anyway, sorry. Got the Just Dances in me. No, this song was fun. Enjoyed it. Yeah, no, I like this one. This felt most natural. I don't know. It just felt like, I don't know. It felt like she was featuring on a song that was like also designed specifically for her, but in a single way, not in a way that needed to have a place in the whole album. I just enjoyed it. It was a good time. Get out of my head. Get out of my car. Get out of my bed. Get out of my heart. It's a catchy song. I'm a fan of it, honestly. Track number 12 is Cold as Ice. You keep a pistol under your pillow. You sharpen your knife. What is going on? I learned my lesson last time. I'm just a little bit out of my mind. Okay. This is giving cooler than me energy. We'll set a match when I get lit inside your head. This is giving Sweet But Psycho vibes. And now she's the one who's gone. So that was Cold as Ice. That was fun as heck. Y'all were saving that one. I noticed that it got released a couple days before the album dropped. And I was like, no, I'll get it in a couple days. We'll enjoy it. Besides, maybe the problem, because I do really like that song at this point. Probably the best song she released ahead of the album. Yeah. Oh, that was good. It was different. It took me off my feet, and I was like, okay, Cold as Ice. Yeah, no. Vibes. 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 She's definitely using the nostalgia of Sweet But Psycho for it. I can tell. Because she's saying she's a little bit out of her mind. This is her giving a little bit of the chaos nature of her. Rather than blaming other people. She's like, I'm being feminist and being like, I'm going to be this femme fatale that is the strong woman who I want to be. And I'm the one who's going to not stay for too long. And I wonder if she adopts those ideas because she's over men messing her up. They could be not just men. I don't think she always says boy or man or whatever. I think they could be any gender. However, I think that she's straight, and I think she really just only sings about her life. These songs are interesting because I wonder, I think maybe one of the reasons why we don't have a giant following around Ava Max is maybe because we don't really know a ton about her. She writes songs that I think are inspired by her life, but in a way, they're made specifically to be pop songs, and so they don't show up as much as authentic and as songs that are about her life. Like, we can't trace it back to being like, okay, what's the timeline? And obviously she might not want her life to be fully in the public, but I think also in today's world, I think pop stars in general are either they have to already be at icon legend status like a Beyonce, or we do have to know what's going on. And I guess, to be fair, even Beyonce, like, she kind of let it out on Lemonade, so I can see how that happens. And then Taylor Swift, obviously, she keeps it pretty public. Miley Cyrus really has no choice but to make it public. I think that's interesting. Yeah, that pop stars today don't have the same slack of, not everything about their personal life has to be in the press. So that is unfortunate for artists that don't want that. But yeah, I think that's interesting about this little moment I'm realizing is that she will sing her songs and they're gorgeous. The songs are good. Objectively, they have good production to them. They're very solid, but they don't tell me who Ava Max is as a person, and maybe that might be what's holding us back from fully standing her all the time. Track number 13 is Last Night on Earth. Ooh, that's fun synth. Ooh. Oh, I like that beat on the 2 and 4. Following the neon lights. I feel like we're going to space. You can't control your feelings. Ooh, that was a little euphoric. Show me how to love like it's the last night. Want a front row seat for this show? Okay. Say you'll be there when it all comes crumbling down. If the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Ooh, but it was nice and concise to punch it at the end. So that was Last Night on Earth. Self-explanatory song. She wants this person to love them like it's the last night on Earth. There is no stress about commitment because everything's gonna end anyway. Why don't you just show up? Why not? Why not? What do you have to lose? Which, in theory, I like that, but I don't listen to those songs. The songs bother me a lot because I get existential and I feel like, oh my god, if I have a limited time left, and obviously everyone has limited time, but I don't like to think about that at all. Too much pressure. So I find that more pressure inducing than pressure reducing that other people might find. And so I really love this production. I wish that the Last Night on Earth was like, oh, it's gonna be the last night on Earth because we are flying to the moon or something like that. Or flying to Mars, Something like that, where it's like spacey. The production worked for that, rather than it being something that's like, oh, we're gonna get existential about it. I will say, production-wise, like, one of my favorites. Unfortunately, the lyrical messaging is not something that vibes with me at all. I can't do that. And yeah, I can't get over it. I don't think I'll get over it. I think I won't listen to the song much at all because of that. It'll just trigger me. Track number 14, last track on this album, Dancing's Done. And I think I heard the song once. It did come out before, and I don't remember at all what it sounds like. Much like One of Us. So let's hear it again. Never going home if you're not there. So where we go when the dancing's done. I like how four on the floor this is. It really does keep it pushing. Yeah, no, I just feel like I'm flowing in this. This song would be great, as well as other songs on this album for a drag show. So that was Dancing's Done, and that was a little closer moment. It's a short song. I mean, I guess a lot of these are under 3 minutes, but this one felt like it flowed very smoothly. She's saying, we're both born to run. I want to touch you, I want to love you, I want to give into your dark temptations. So where are we going to go when we're done with the dancing? I think the dancing is a lead-in, sign of things to come rather than the main event for them. It's a fun track. Yeah, the production is on point. Probably closer to one of my favorites of the singles. But again, this album is very cohesive, and so I need to listen to it more to really pick out the standouts, because I think me listening to some headphones will do me some good on whether I end up liking some songs more than others, versus just like having them all in the middle, being like, oh, I heard these songs. These are all songs that exist now. But that's it. We have finished this album, and I have to say, this is an Ava Max album. Sure. All right. Yeah. Was it worth the wait? Because we got the song Maybe You're the Problem in April. I think soon after that she announced Diamonds and Dancefloors with that other cover that I'm so glad it's not, because I think that cover looks messy as heck. Not my favorite. This album cover is prettier, but it's also not as, I don't know, interesting. She's just in a dress and like on a diamond like stack or something like that. I don't really know what she's doing there. I think that might have to do with a visualizer or a music video that I have not seen. Who knows what it is. But originally I know she had announced it for October, and that was so far away. It was like the only thing on the list of 2022 albums for a while in October. So that was very weird to see. I was like, oh, it was like announced like 6 months ahead of time. I don't know why it's so long. And then it gets pushed back 3 months more than that. And granted, they gave us a little warning ahead of time, like I think in August, that it's like gonna get moved back a bit. I don't know why it got pushed back so far. I think maybe her label or something like that. But does it feel like it's worth the wait? I mean, I'm glad I hear it now. Yes, but it's not something that felt like it moved to a date so that it could get a bigger hype. I don't know if it got bigger hype now than it would have in October. I guess, I don't know, was there anything that was going to come out on that day? I have no idea. But it's here now, and I enjoy it. I think this is going to be a good soundtrack vibe to your life, where you're just dancing and you're enjoying good time for some new songs to your party playlist that you're like, oh, like let's get the party started, or like let's have a little club moment in our house. That's fair. I think it'll refresh some of the clubs that, I don't know, people go to. I haven't gone to a club recently, but hopefully I'll go to one soon. I've been very busy. But I don't think this is a pivotal album. I don't think it's going to get something like a Grammy nomination for Ava Max or anything like that. But it is enjoyable. I realize it gives a lot of chromatica energy, a little bit, but without the mental health stuff. It just gives the idea of like so many producers' hands have touched it that it doesn't have a ton of distinct things about it. I think Cold as Ice was a really cool, interesting moment that I wasn't expecting. I think Get Out of My Heart was just a really enjoyable song. Maybe the Problem is a song I already know I like. Those are probably the main ones I like, and then there's other ones I'll like, but I'm not going to necessarily play a ton of them. And I think that's all right. I think this one didn't have a ton of the standout single potential that her debut did with Sweet But Psycho, So Am I, Salt. What else is from that? Who's Laughing Now, I think maybe got some press on that. My Head and My Heart, which I think was released actually after the debut fully dropped. I think it was reissued with that. But yeah, I think this album is a nice, like, cohesive body of work, but I don't think it's something that needs a ton of attention put on it. That said, I'm still definitely going to be posting this reaction, so I hope you guys all enjoy it. And I will probably, in all fairness, enjoy this album, but I don't think it's going to be one of my albums of the year or anything like that. I think it's a good, solid release from a very good, solid artist, and I would love to see her again in concert. I would really enjoy meeting her, talking to her. I think she seems lovely when I see some interviews with her or see her on stage. And so, yeah, I think this is an enjoyable project, and I hope you all liked it. I feel like I've been missing a lot of words to say. I don't know if it's just because my brain is mush at this point, or because this album is just enjoyable, but it is on, you know, a more surface, like bubblegum, like let's just dance and enjoy the night type of music. I think it could be used more for that rather than deep, hard-hitting, makes you contemplate entire life or dream up an entire scenario type of detail. That I just don't think that's present in that. And that's okay. There's different styles of pop for different types of artists, and I think Ava Max is creating what her own is going to be. With that said, here are some of my favorites of the top tier. The songs I love, the standouts are the ones I'm going to be playing over and over. Songs in the middle are songs I like. I'll add them to my playlist, but they might not be at the top of the top. And then songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song. Doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. Maybe it's just not for me, and that's okay. Ava Max did not make this album for me, and that's okay. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what you'd like me to react to or do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.